I hope everybody's having a wonderful night tonight. What's up, Shields, man? Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate the love, man. See, I knew it works, you know. I just posted this on Instagram, so. Or was it Insta? Yeah. I posted it on everything, but yeah. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm sure you guys heard it playing, but we started this earlier this morning. I've taken a break. I've taken a nap. I've drank some coffee. I've done everything, so I'm ready. I'm just ready. I'm ready to get this done. I have some more ideas floating in my noggin about what to do here, especially with the little harp sound. I decided to name it Light as a Breeze, so that's going to be the name. As soon as I'm done with this track here on streaming, I'm going to post it straight to my SoundCloud, preview of it. You can just download it. It'll be a free preview. I really like that so much, so it'll be a free preview. You guys can download it and chill with it. It won't be like my best mixed version of it because I like to go back and do some detail work and stuff, so the final version will probably be available a little bit later on, but it will be available for my patrons for sure. Everything, the project files, the final version, all that is going to be on my Patreon page. So, like, all the people that tune in and all you guys that see me doing this, just know, you know, you can get these project files if you want to make this yourself or, you know, see how somebody does it, especially, you know, somebody like me who's probably a little bit different, I guess, than how most productions are done, but at least the whole idea is always there. You know, it's pretty simple, and we just keep it going till the end. Saw your IG post? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks so much, dog. Appreciate the love for sure. Mad love. Hello to all. Hello to all friends with love from the world. Yes, sir. Hello, Miss Bailu. Cheers. Yes, ma'am. Cheers to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for bringing your positive vibes. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this song, but now that you came into the chat and told me that, said cheers, all the best, I know it's going to be one of the best songs I've ever made. Thank you so much. All right, give me just like 2 more minutes. I'm going to stand up, stretch, and then we're going to hop right into this, all right? Would I ever consider doing feedback? Yeah, I could, man, but I'm just not good at it. I'm trying to be better, but I don't know. I'm just kind of like not good at telling people if something's wrong with the track. I can a little bit, but it depends, man. Whatever you're looking for, just send me a message or email, you know, the track, and if I have the time, man, I'll look at it. No, I'll have the time. On the line, I'll have the time. Send it to me. Send it to my messenger or send it to my email. Don't link it here because I've disabled links here. I'm not gonna listen to anything while I'm streaming, so I just want to save everybody the trouble. I can't. I just can't like distract myself and listen to other music while trying to make another tune myself. You know, there might be a time where maybe when we get a little bit more into this, I'll have a day where I'll just go live and listen to everybody that produces and stuff. I'll listen to your tracks live and we can do some like live feedback. or maybe some, live projects where I can break your projects down and see what's going on, things like that. But for now, man, yeah, just send it to me if you really want my opinion. Um, and I can't promise you anything as far as like it'll be a good feedback, but I will promise you that I'll listen. Okay, it won't be right now, but I promise you I'll listen as soon as I'm done. Thanks so much, man. You totally get that. You're gonna DM. Okay, thanks. That's perfect, man. Yeah, yeah. I'll check it when I'm done. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Bailu. I I just did, that was so random. I didn't even know if this was gonna sound good. Yo, where's my dancer at? I need my dancer, man. I can't believe the dancer. He's late to work. My Fruit Loops dancer's late to work, guys. I really like her dancing next to the chat. Oh, thank you so much, Pam. I appreciate the love. Zephyr my man of the moment. Nah, man, I'm just just a normal human being, but I appreciate the love for sure. Music's really peaceful. Yeah, it's really just me, man. I'm like a chill dude, in real life. Takes you on a very calm journey. Yeah, that's kind of the whole point, man. It's really not to like interfere with your life, but rather be something to be alongside of it, you know. One thing he would say, Zephyr's music sounds very organic compared to other artists. Lots of love to his productions, you can tell. Thanks so much, man. Yeah, for sure. I really like making music, and I love to make sounds come out the way they sound, you know. So, lots of love, man. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, guys. Bye, Bailu. Have a great night. See you next time. Hey, man, thanks for being a part. Appreciate the love always. Hey, man, I understand. But honestly, you ain't gotta worry about it too long, man, because I'm gonna be going all around the world with this. I don't even care. Like, I want to meet so many people around the world, including you, man, for sure. So just a little patience, keep up with the support, man. As I get better with this and smarter, I guess, we shall meet. We shall meet up. Sorry, my dogs are like to bark at other dogs, so you guys will hear them when I'm talking. Sorry. right, Dr. King Kong, welcome back, my friend. I think I've got all the harpy thingy, soundy thingies figured out. I don't know what to call it. It just sounds fun, you know. That's really it. It sounded really cool. It just fit the track, but I really like it because I just imagine like this like angel with some wings, you know, playing the harp all pretty for you while you're doing whatever you're doing. I don't know. It's like the perfect. That sound is like the perfect, gives you the perfect vision, the perfect vision of like the angels playing the harps, you know. So like this song is this harp is perfect. This little sound is perfect for this song. I really want to like do more to it. That's why you see me doing all this crazy stuff. I can teach you guys how to do stuff like this too. Also, I will actually. Like I know there's a lot of this where you're like, what are you doing? This stuff's weird. But it's really not that strange. It's just I've been doing these kind of methods for a while, and I've just figured out weird ways to make them kind of organic, sound very organic and mixed into your track. I definitely will be releasing videos and stuff about about my process. I'm not saying that it's great or anything, but I think that anybody's process could be of use to anybody else, no matter what your skill level is, whether you're beginner or professional. I always I always do like looking at other artists and watch their process even to this day. But I find a lot of the artists' processes are just too slow. I can't really keep my attention on them for too long. So streaming kind of when I stream, it kind of helps me realize, well, when I create, period, I always kind of create with a flow mindset. You know, like the more you keep at it, you don't really try to interrupt yourself too much. I don't mind interrupting myself. Like it's down to a science now for me. Like I know how to find stopping points, but the whole idea is flowing from one to the next. You know. Can you reproduce it from the beginning? Yeah. I mean, I mean, I will. I'll play it, but yeah. We working. I'm actually gonna play. Okay, I'll play it once for you, man, and then that way I can stretch. And then that way you can hear it before you go to bed. I can stand up and stretch. We both win. And I can keep my little break going, you know? So that'll work. Santosh, hey man, how's it going? How's it going? Wonderful, wonderful to see you this evening. Or maybe morning. Could be morning. Morning for you, you know. But it's actually like about almost 3:30 in the afternoon over here in California. So yeah, it's sun's out. It was a little rainy earlier, but it was raining this morning and now the sun's out. And I want to say it's because of this song right here, you know, like the universe heard us making this song and they were like, you know what, this song is so great. We're gonna go ahead and bring the sun out and let it shine for a little bit, even though it's winter. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'll play it, man. Have a wonderful night. I'm gonna stretch and finish my coffee up while this is playing, and then we're gonna get back into this. I wanna hit this bridge up. I wanna hit this bridge up. I'm really looking forward to like breakdown. It might be nothing, but I don't care. I just like working on breakdowns. I know the whole part of music is pretty like whatever, but I love the breakdown portion of tracks so much, so much. It's what I look for in all the music, and yeah, I'm always like, man, uh, I just wish sometimes I wish they would do more. You know, I wish there would be more freedom in it. Sometimes there is, but I really love freedom in music. I love people that exercise it in their songs. It just really speaks to me. I love passion as well. Like I love working with people who are passionate about stuff. That's kind of why you don't really see me collaborate too often because it's not like I don't want to work with people, but it's just like if our passion levels aren't on the same page, essentially I'll just be making a whole new track with a little bit of information from another person, and I don't want to be like that with collaborations. That's why I want to travel and meet these people in person and collaborate with them in person and make like a whole video around it or something because I really want to collaborate, but I can't do it online. It's too weird for me. I've been doing it and I don't like it. I could do it, but I just don't like it. I will admit that. Anyways, I'll stop talking. Here you go. Okay, I'll try to be quiet so we don't wake the wife and kids, all right? be right back, like 2 seconds. those cascading bells. Thanks, man. Yeah, they kind of sound like Christmassy too. You know, like the beginning part of it, and then you just keep it going throughout the track. But it's really interesting, so I like it too. So I like it too, man. In fact, I'm kind of like gonna highlight the bells part of it with these little chimes that I'm finding. I'm finding some random chimes and try to like mix them into like these little effect stuff. You know, you might as well like, since you got them, you know, like if you start with bells and you're doing bell stuff, find similar bell stuff and mix it in a way, you know. Um, and not just bell sound, like not just bell like plugins, but like bell sounds or bell like effects and things like that. Those really, like, those are like next level in my opinion. When like you find effects, the effects kind of match the vibe of the sound. It's pretty neat. Like it helps me realize how much more important like your effects are in a track. Like it's not just about risers and crashes and stuff. It's also about like how you can add these little atmospheric, tasteful touches. And I find myself doing it a lot more. The more I make it, the more I like these little atmospheric sort of little touches at the beginning of each of these little phrases, or at the beginning of these major phrases. You know, like the 2 and the 4. I really like. And like, you know, like a normal listener's not gonna really know that you did that really, in a way. So it can fool even your own ear. It's kind of like what you're looking for. You're looking to really kind of fool your own ear into thinking that like it was all like planned, even though it isn't. Um, and that's like the magic sauce, I suppose, because the blend, if you blend it, it just sounds like it was all made together, like layered. You know, it's really like this essentially just the way layering works, but it's just on a sound by sound basis. But this little Christmassy sound, I like this. I don't even know. It's like jingle bellsies or something, you know, like welcome to the snow capped, the snow covered town of Happy Land or something. Ooh, Breeze Land. Yeah, let's call it Breeze Land because, you know, I'm the cool breeze. Hey, Battle Call, thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, actually, I just signed that track not too long ago. The reason why I wasn't on Spotify is because I just released it like one of these, like just normally on YouTube as a free download. But eventually I signed it, so it's coming out on Soluna Music. Probably March. Man, I don't know. I can't remember the release date, but it's March, I think. February, March of next year, it'll be on Spotify. So yeah, sorry about the wait, man. And I'm glad everybody really liked that song. I didn't really think anybody really was gonna like it or anything, so I just posted it. So that's cool. I mean, I liked it a lot, but I don't know. Sometimes it's like it'd be different even in my own other stuff. So I just don't know like how it's gonna be. I just posted anyways though. I'm a musician, I can't even help it. I just gotta make music, like good or bad. I'm over the good or bad part of it. It's just gotta be made. Like I gotta make it. So it means a lot, man. Thank you so much for even asking about it. People have asked me about it before, and my bad, I guess, you know. But thank you, man. Thank you so much. I'm really glad you enjoyed the tune. It's a very special tune to me as well. Um, yeah, it is. It really is. A lot of these tunes are really special. They're just definitive about like a point in my life. So it's great that it helps other people along the way. And I appreciate it. Oh man, dang. The €5 is that, yeah, €5, the super chat. Thank you so much, Battle Cow, for the love, man. It means the world. Appreciate it. Hey, Battle Cow. Good night. Have a wonderful sleep. Thank you so much for tuning in. It really means the world. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. Love your music. Thank you. Love you too, man. See you next time. Thank you again for the don't know. All the world. Hey Blinks, how you doing this afternoon? Well, it's afternoon for me, but morning, evening, how you doing? Doing great. It's always a pleasure to listen to your creation. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Means the world, man. Not sure how they evolve into this. It just gets there, you know. And then sometimes even I go back and I'll be like, dang, what was I even doing? You know, it's so hard to tell people sometimes how you make tracks. You know, like people are like, hey, how'd you make that? And it's like, well, truthfully, man, I have no idea. I just was doing stuff and ran with an idea. Like the truth is, I don't know if that's for everybody, but for me, it's just like, yeah. I mean, I can kind of tell you a little bit about it, but like it's really difficult to just explain how a track's made. It's like I don't know. I can't remember. Somebody said something about made it a alliteration or a metaphor about it that was really interesting. Oh, they said you can't put the smoke back into a cigar, and I think that's such a good way to describe how you produce music. It's impossible to really recreate the cigar from the smoke that you all hear. It just was there. Very interesting. But anyways, thanks, man. Appreciate the love. looking for a better open hat too, and that one's perfect. So there we go. Sometimes it pays to stop and distract yourself for 10 seconds for the right hat to appear. That's a good analogy. Yeah, I thought it was a perfect analogy. And I don't remember if they were even talking about music production, but I really related to that because I think it's very difficult for any creative to really explain their process, which is why there's kind of like money, I guess, for people explaining it, because it's very difficult to really explain a process to somebody that makes sense to them and they can apply it in their arts, you know. It is, and there is something to it, like to explain it in a way that's understandable. It takes time. I guess that's what makes you a teacher of it, I suppose, is sort of understanding all the information and being able to explain it in a way. But goodness gracious, it's just difficult, you know. It's like, I don't know. I think because I've always been making it since I was like younger, I just never needed to define it or explain to people. I just always been one of those super curious, break apart how to make it persons, you know, and music really enabled me to do that. And then it's like, well, how'd you figure that out? And I know, and I know how to tell you at the time, but then like years go by or something, and I just remember, but I don't like I couldn't even name it anymore of like what it was. There's a few things like that, but regardless, though, I think it's still worth me like breaking this stuff down for people, like letting them look at it and see like why is he doing this and that and the other, even if it's not like your genre or something, you know, because there's always something you could take from like my production or anybody's production, and you can put it in your own works, you know. Like I'm sure a lot of people aren't taking my mixing decisions with them, but I think the melodic decisions are there, and there's a few tricks that I do pretty consistently that I think would speed up anybody's workflow, because that's about my thing, man. I'm about I can't be like waiting around too long with the concepts and stuff, and I really like how FL just kind of like zoops you in it when you're ready to go. I find that really awesome compared to any other DAW that I've looked at. I think that's cool, but I will explain my workflow a little bit more in detail for people that are interested, because I do think that it helps to have, you know, like an explanation of what's all this about. You know, some people know, some people don't. Some people are already producers. Some people are like interested in this, but they're not really sure how to do it. You know, I've talked to a lot of people that are like, I would love to make this music, but it just looks so intimidating, you know, like there's no way I could figure this out. And I think that I can help people with that if they really, you know, I know there's only so much you can do, but I think that like it's so intimidating because there's really nothing out there that would break it down for you in a step-by-step way to kind of show you the simple parts of what you would need to create. You know, for me, it's a mellow prog track, but I guess any kind of a track where all you really got to understand is arrangement, sound selection, and of course, you know, whatever you want to put in between. I'm just I'm just freestyling, so to speak, with the mouse, you know? Like I don't plan this stuff, you know? Like nobody you don't plan it. You can't like make it happen this way. There's no way you could like do that. It's really hard. Like you kind of can. You could like get like a score sheet or something, and you could score it or do something silly like that. But there's just no way you could really arrange something. You know, like have it all arranged start to finish. Not in this day and age. You know, our instrumentation choices are like limitless. You know, and it's so amazing. Not only that, we have infinite instrumentation choices and infinite, you know, mixing decisions, infinite sounds. You know, it's just crazy how much opportunity there is. So I love it. You know, I think it's worth somebody waving the mouse around in here and throwing some melodies together and letting in this genre at least to let people know, hey, yeah, this we can make it. We can make something out of this. You know, like this could be a genre. You know, this could be a genre. This is a genre in my opinion, but you know, it's not like an official genre and like Beatport and Spotify, something like that. But I want it to be. You know, I think it's going to be. I wanted to make it. I wanted to make it a genre because it's that. I think it's better than even like me. You know, it's better than even what I'm doing for it. I don't think I'm even a good representation of melodic progressive house. It's just everybody's really shy in the genre. So it's just up to me to really like speak out and like, hey, this music's awesome, you know? Like the fans that we have some fans that do it and they love melodic progressive house more than the artists themselves, and that hurts my feelings, you know? Like we as artists, we should love it like the fans do because we do. A lot of us as artists do love it. And I think we should be right out there with the people who support us, supporting them, support the genre, share the music, show love to each other. And that's why I wanted to show love to everybody that comes by, show you how to create it. No secrets, kind of, you know. Like I will have like a Patreon and stuff because you know at the end of the day you gotta eat, you know. But it's not about that stuff, you know. It's just really just trying to get the music out to you guys, and it may not be the best or the best track or whatever, you know, but it's something, you know. It's just something that lets you know, like, hey, there's somebody out here who's making it actively, you know, like right now. This guy is making it, and this guy wants this to be something, and I'm gonna do this for like the next 10 years, no lie, at least. You know, I'm gonna be on every platform possible, screaming melodic progressive house from the rooftops. uh how awesome it is with all the with all the hate and negativity that might come with it. I don't care because it's worth it for the genre in my personal opinion. It's just really me. I don't care what people say about it. I don't at all. You could tell me it's the worst genre in the world and I would tell you thank you so much for listening. I'm serious and I mean it, because it's like it's not about, trying to be the best genre or be the best track or be the best whatever, that's so human. It's just really about making the song come out, giving the melody out and letting it reach the ears of the people it needs to reach. And that's just the most amazing part, like we 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 can do that, without ego, without pride, without like trying to attach so much of ourselves to it. We can just make the music, we don't have to be, I don't know, like it doesn't have to be like all kinds of special, crazy, outstanding. Like we're not trying to be the next big EDM producer with this or next whatever genre, like I think this is way too chill and more something to be enjoyed in a better scenario, better scenery. We don't need to compete with other like genres that are electronic and pretend that we're just as good or something, like this is so unique and original that I could never like I would never go to a progressive house event and play this, it's just too slow. So that's my thing, just really it's just about the music, and I'm really about getting the music out because I'm a musician deep down at the core of it all. I've been making melodies on my little dinky keyboard I was like 11 or 12. I don't know. And I mean, I'm not saying they're good, they were good or anything at all, but it's just like I've been wanting to do something like this for my entire life. Just make music, like I've been wanting to just do it and be decent at it and whatever. So I'm just gonna do it. And I picked Melodic Progressive House to make because I like it. I like it a lot. I like the way it sounds, and I like the way people respond to it. I love the community. There's like literally the communities, the channel comments and stuff in YouTube and everywhere. It's like 98% love. I'll get one comment every now and then of somebody who doesn't like my song or something, and it's not even really like disrespectful either. They just say they don't like it, because of XYZ, and I really appreciate that. Like people aren't like, oh, you're trash or this genre is trash or people come to my YouTube and they just show love left and right. And I'm nobody special, like I'm not even like a big artist compared to like these other, I guess, artists in the world. But it's just the fact that like you guys out there as fans and supporters take the time to come to our pages and come to like even my page, but anybody's page, and show them love and support. It just I didn't even realize it as a fan at first, and then on the artist side, you really do realize like, man, it's just so nice to have support like that, like people that really just support you and trust what you're doing, I guess, or like you guys really inspire me to keep going as much as I provide the inspiration with my music. It's like reciprocal, it goes both ways, and I really appreciate it. I'm very thankful, and I know I'm like long-winded or whatever, but whatever, I just really gotta like let people know, and I gotta like remind everybody. So if you like tune back in, you're like, dang, you need to say something like this. But yeah, it's true. Like I really want everybody to understand that it's all love with the music. We're just trying to show love with the music, and I'm trying to help you get through your day, and I want it to be a positive way to get through your day. I'm tired. I don't think that spouting negativity and always downplaying and saying things aren't possible and saying people are bad or whatever. I don't think that's just the way to go all the time. I think it really helps to have somebody that's positive, even if it's like too much. So, it's I don't know. I guess I don't mean to talk all the time, but I do like to like I want people to know how I feel in some video form or fashion, like maybe I'll do a podcast. I will do a podcast, but I just want people to understand how how I feel about the music constantly, and what I feel, how I feel the music is, and why it is the way it is, and why I'm so attached to it, and I'm not ashamed of it, I'm not ashamed of it at all. Like I don't care what anybody says or anything. It's just amazing to make it. Yeah. See what you're doing really helps me grow in this genre. I've been producing for quite a few years now, but feel like I'm stuck. Never satisfied with my work, but your work gives me hope to continue. Yeah, I understand, man. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was kind of the same way, where like the when I started, man, I started with hip hop, a different genre, and I kind of got like I did a lot. Like I was super creative, but I never really like got anywhere. Like I never really learned how to mix because I just never got to find anybody that was like legit. Everybody was just wanting to talk a bunch, but nobody really knew how to do it. And the people that did know how to do it were still pretty bad at it. Just to be honest, objectively honest. And then YouTube wasn't a thing. Yeah, it wasn't a thing for a while. So I just kind of wandered around aimlessly in music, and then I just stopped producing it even for a period of time when I had got married and sort of got married and deployed and stuff, and real life kind of kicked in, and I kind of like pushed music away. But then like I came to this big decision in my life where I wanted to make this. I'm like I really just want to make this. I don't see why we have to do everything else, but I can't sit here and make a track, or figure it out. And so this is when I just like kind of emptied about everything I knew about music production, even though I've been making it for a few years. I just pretended like I came to it from the beginning again. And luckily at that at that point I was able to, I learned a lot at that point. Like I was reading the forums on FL Studio, the Image Line forums. But I ended up finding like a mixing series on YouTube, and it was pretty basic. I just kind of went through each little plugin. It's like Into the Mix or something. I can't remember the guy's name. I feel bad, but it's been some years. But I really followed him for a minute, and he had like a little video on each plugin inside of FL Studio, like EQ2, what it does, compressor, what it does, like all the stuff where I wasn't like 100%. So I like read the manuals on them, and I just tried to like really get a fundamental knowledge of what I was doing with this program. And then I started, and I was like, well, I'm not going to make hip hop anymore because, like I don't want to make hip hop because like the scene wasn't really, I wasn't feeling it anymore because I'm not like the type of person that wants to like flaunt and show off and talk about, things that don't really matter to me, like all that stuff doesn't matter. I'm not really materialistic, and I've never really been. So like melodic progressive house had like nothing, like it wasn't commercial at all. It wasn't about like the sexy women and stuff. I mean, it was a little bit sexy. It was sexy for sure, but it wasn't, I mean, what isn't sexy in music, but it was just like summer sex or something, it wasn't just ridiculous, it wasn't ridiculous like over the top. It was just super super fun. I felt like melodic, and I felt like the whole vibe of melodic progressive house, which it really wasn't even called that at the time. It was just like progressive house chill stuff. But anyways, I felt like that was like I resonated. I was like, man, I really want to be in Santa Cruz or something longboarding to this music. I was like, not, I'm dead serious. I was like, I really want to be in Santa Cruz or San Diego or wherever. This music is like, this is what I imagine like life to be like when you want to go out on the weekend and have fun with your friends. Like, hey, let's go to the whatever and play some this and longboard around, have fun, whatever. But it just really like made sense because I'm like, wow, that's not about like showing off your cars and showing off your women. It's just about like showing off like the breeze hitting your face as you're traveling through, or you running through the water and listening to the ocean and stuff. Like I don't know, like it just shows off nature and people enjoying it, and that's pretty awesome to me. So I don't know. I picked Melodic Progressive House, and the thing about it though, when I picked it, man, when I picked it, it made me get a lot better at production. Let's just say that, because not because of the genre itself, but because like I just kind of started over. I literally would download other artists' music just to break apart their arrangements and stuff. Like it really made me become more curious about the production process in general, and it made me just better at, like I learned how to mix a lot better, from all that stuff. So it's really part of your journey, how you start from making music and you're like, man, I'm gonna make this, and then you meet somebody else and you hear other music, or you just kind of fall away from the scene. And that was my thing, because I kind of was like, I didn't know what to do, what to make. And in my town there isn't even like techno or progressive. There's not house at all, really. There probably is now a little bit, but you know what I'm saying. Growing up in the early 2000s and 90s and stuff, in Oklahoma, you're not gonna find much electronic music, if any. In fact, like a lot of people didn't even consider this to be real music. Like I had arguments with people when I at my old jobs where they felt like this was just a bunch of silly noises that the computer automatically did for you. And I had to like set the record straight for the guy, and I wasn't even that good at music, but I'm like, there's just no way. There's just no way where or this is not music, like this is the exact same feel as if somebody picked up a guitar and started playing it. I feel the same kind of emotions from it, not, I don't feel any different, like you're just hating on something you don't understand. rather than, it really not being what it is. So I've had many discussions with people, and I still do, like I'm still do to this day, have to like tell people like, like it's this is real music, for me. And even my friends don't even really believe, like some of them don't even believe like this is like something you can do for real. This is real life. But it doesn't matter, it is for me, and it's touched me so deeply. And like the messages I've received from you people, from you guys and girls, like you guys have sent me messages and just confessing a lot, like how it's helped you and stuff. And it's really just told me like, hey, it doesn't matter what anybody in Oklahoma or anything thinks about this. You gotta trust whatever it is you're doing and just put it out. And it may not always be this like this. It might not always be great or whatever, but I just hope that it's good enough for now to help you understand it all. Oh, oh man, nah, it's nothing. I just hope that it's good enough for me to get the message across and for you guys to understand. Hey, Scott, absolutely love your music. I listen to your music, and it always takes me to a positive place. Very dreamy music. Oh, Scott, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the love for sure. It means the world. Love you, man. I am. You're awesome. You're you. You just do your works. So great. I don't like commercial music. I like pure music like yours. Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how pure it is, I guess, because I'm sure like a purist could come over and break apart how inorganic my music is because I use loops and kicks and stuff. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, like it doesn't matter how you do it. I had to get over that too because in the beginning, you're all like, you're so worried about like being judged for being a bad producer because you use drum loops, and people will not like tell their production style because they like to use drum loops more than anything else. And it's like we got to get over that, like drum loops are okay. Not all of us are drum experts. You don't have to be drum experts to still make music. Like use drum loops if you need to use them until you can figure out how to get better at them if you want to get better at them. It's kind of like that. Like, don't worry about how you're doing it. Don't worry about not having the Vengeance samples or not having the Silence plug-in or something. Like, that is all just distractions and a way for you not to make the music. You can make just as beautiful tunes with the stock samples, the stocks plugins with your DAW. You can do it. I promise. Like I was just using 3X OSC and Harmless, and Harmless and 3X OC and yeah, I would like take loops, take samples. I would take everything, I would just figure it. I would re-edit them and restructure them. Sometimes you would just use them, you just use them as they are. And it would work, like if it sounds good, why am I going to go pull my hair out trying to re-edit and change his loop so people can't say, oh, he didn't use a drum loop, like, no, I don't care. I like the way this drum loop sounded with the track. I'm going to keep it, Well, a lot of times I just don't like it because the drum loops are like too processed, That's really it. They're just too processed, a lot of them. I like them though. I like them all. I would use them all the time if I could find more unprocessed loops. Um, but they're like over processed or way too maximized or whatever. You don't have to dynamically push them like that, but that's how they sell them, So it just kind of gives you a lot less room to be fun with them. So that's why I like cut all the low end off. I can't deal with it. Like forget it. It's not about loops and samples. It's about creativity. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. It's not about the loops and samples. It's about your creativity with them. Yeah, I would for sure. I agree. Like you gotta just work with what you got, and if you got nothing but a bunch of silly drum loops and a bunch of like stock samples, I mean you can make some tunes, you can make some bangers, and you can make some bangers with the FL keys, People do it all the time, people realize this, and they're like, you know what, I can do this, and that's what I did. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and then eventually I bought up to what you guys see. I didn't start off with none of this. I just had stock, and then over the years, I've been buying little things and stuff. But yeah, I don't know, man. That was a long little distraction there, I guess. That's all it was. But I don't know. I don't get to really chat about music like this to people, and I don't even know if anybody's listening or not. I know you Blinks and Pyam. I know you're listening. I know you guys are, but I'm just saying, like, I just want to talk about it, and I'd be boring people here at the house talking about it. Like at least the people on my channel. You came to my channel, so it's like at least you come to this getting subjugated to happy melodies, and then you got Z8phyR preaching about his music every 10 minutes or so, or or something. I don't know. It's just I just want to kind of talk about it and be a part of this, like be an artist. Talk about my music and talk about like how it makes me feel and let people know like I love what I do and I love that you guys support it. I love being positive. I love passion. I do. I love it so much. I love passion inside of people and I love being passionate. I want to I want to like be passionate to do stuff. And if I don't have the passion to do it, I don't want to do it. I don't want to waste my energy in it if it's not something that I resonate with. And music is something I resonate with. Everybody can download loops, but everyone cannot be a producer. You're one of the greatest in your genre. Well, thank you so much, Payam. I don't know if I'm the greatest at all, but I you're right. Everybody can download it, but I do agree that everybody can be a producer. I don't agree that everybody can't be. I think everybody can be a producer if you want it to be. That it's so accessible that all you have to do is just kind of have some time under your belt. And man, I promise you, I'm telling you, man, this is just the beginning for me because I love music so much. It's just gonna be my mission. Forget it, forget it. I don't care anymore. I don't care about anything else as far as like trying to whatever. I just want to like make this music and like all these people or who want to make it but can't, like I'm coming. I am going to come to your town, city, country. I don't care. I will be there with a studio and we will make it, like we will make a tune together and it'll just be that's what I want to do, like I don't care if you know how to play the piano. I don't care if you know how to play the guitar. I don't care if you're a singer, if you don't do it, if all you know how to do is do like a simple melody on the keyboard, that's all I need. I promise, like we will make it, we will make a tune. So, I'm definitely going to do that. I don't know how yet, but I know that this is the start to me doing it. To me, just basically, I'm going to go around the world and I'm going to create music with every person that would allow me to create with them and keep creating my own, of course, but collaborate with every person that wants to make this in person. I'm just gonna set up shop wherever I'm at in my town or city and say, hey, come here and make some melodic progressive house with me, and maybe I'll throw some hot dogs on the grill or something, or we can make some veggie burgers, anything. I don't care. We'll throw some food, have some water, and and we're gonna make some tunes. Like I really want to do that. So this is the start of it all. This is the start of the whole thing. We're gonna bring this music to the world. I'm gonna bring it to the world on my end. Hopefully these other artists will do the same. Hopefully these other artists out there that are making it understand that it's okay to be proud of this, and it's okay to make this, and that we're not looking to try to become millionaires from this at all. We're not trying to be these we're not trying to be number one DJs and number one in the DJ mags and stuff. I promise you I don't. It's nice, of course, of course it's nice to get the accolades, but at the end of the day, nobody's gonna really care that it charted at X number or whatever. I don't even I they would tell me like only way I knew stuff charted was when they would send me the link or some a snapshot, because it just doesn't matter. Like I never cared. I've never looked at a Beatport chart like that, Like I do every now and then just to kind of look, I guess, just morbid curiosity, but it's just the same. Like I would play some stuff and none of it makes sense. None of it is like relevant. Like none of the stuff in the charts are relevant. Every night you just random spattering of things. So yeah, it just proves that those charts and stuff don't matter. They don't mean that's what's the best of the genre, or that's what the genre really is. You got to really find those artists that are like actively making it and doing it to really understand what the genre is about. So, I thank you guys so much for the love. I'm gonna do a little bit more work here before I sign off. I'm just being lazy. I guess this is like a little intermission. But I want to do some bridge work, and then we're gonna post this to our SoundCloud for you all to download and take with you. And then what I'm gonna start doing, if you don't already know, is I'm just gonna post the full version of this to my Patreon. So it's gonna start being like that. I haven't done it yet, and we will meet in Yes, yes, definitely, definitely, we will meet there if you come there. Um, uh, it's not official yet. It's not official yet, but yes, it's in the works. We're in the talks of trying to set up a show, a first melodic progressive house live event in Croatia. I'm in the talks with people all over trying to make this happen. So I will update everybody though. As soon as I get the green light and the all the information I need and the material I need, you guys will I will let you know, especially if it comes to like having to sell any tickets. The good thing about this whole event is it's not going to be for profit. So we're not looking to like earn here or anything. It's all going to be for exposure. And that's what this genre desperately needs is exposure. And I guess I got to help with that too. I'm not really one of those people that want to be in front of all that stuff. Like, I don't really care about that stuff, but I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna go up there and do a show, and you guys are gonna get to laugh at me, okay? I'm gonna do a show, and y'all get to laugh at me, and it's okay. I'm gonna laugh at myself because I'm not a DJ. Just letting you know now, but I'm gonna learn enough so I can get up there and do a show, and that way I can at least get the crowd moving. I can mix my little tunes together, you know, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a show. We're gonna jam out at least for like a couple hours, 3 or 4 hours live, in person. And I want pictures and all that. So keep tuned, guys. Keep tuned. I will let you know. I'm making it happen on my end, but there's only so much I can do personally. So I will let you know if it's green lights, if everything's going to happen. I do believe it is, but there's never any guarantees, especially with how things are going on in the world. So just keep tuned with that, and I will always update you guys. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. Um so yeah. Keep tuned, everybody. Thank you all so much. Actually it's like this is why like I need to stream more, to be honest, because um I need to tell you guys more stuff like this, and I need the support, and not like not just the not financially support, but I just need people who are on my team, so to speak, to help me out with the sharing and the commenting and the spreading the awareness of this. Like if you don't follow me on Twitter or anything, like, help me out, follow me. I need my backup on Twitter. People hating on my genre and stuff, and I don't have nobody really. I got a few people, but you know what I'm saying. I want some Z8phyR backup too. So like, I see some of y'all on Instagram, some of you guys on Facebook. You know, yeah, like Shield, he was on your Instagram. Like, I appreciate. I'm gonna be on all platforms, and also, guys, if we follow each other, if we talk to each other, we chat it, man. Feel free to like tag me and things and stuff if you want some more exposure and awareness. I'm not saying it's gonna work or anything, but I don't really mind. I don't mind, but I would rather you keep it music related. So if it's not related to music, I probably won't. I will delete the tag if it's not related to music. But But yeah, you know, like if you do make any content or anything with my songs or anything like that, I'll, you know, yeah, you're more than welcome to tag me. You know, you're more than welcome to tag me. By Mike. Yeah, is that? I think I know what you're talking about. Or with the Instagram story, was that her dancing and the microphone? That was awesome. That was amazing. If that's her, if not, I'm sorry, but tell her thank you so much. Send her my love. I have a daughter that's around the same age, probably a little older now. She's a little older than her. But yeah, yeah, they're awesome. Girls are awesome. Like I love the energy. I just love the energy, you know, and I love how kids have the greatest energy, and especially like my kids when it came to my music, man, those guys are fans day one, no questions asked, you know, even when I was like trash beyond belief, and it's just so fun, you know. They were Z8phyR fans before Z8phyR even knew he was a Z8phyR for sure. They're like my OGs, and I love them so much. So it's great. It's great to have their support. Like I do a lot of my stuff in their honor. Absolutely. Like with them on my mind and with their love helping me out. Um, I love them very much. So I understand. And yeah, yeah. Like I was saying though, if you're on any of those social platforms, hit me up, follow me, send me a message, or send me a friend request. Send me a friend request. Yeah, send me a friend request on Facebook. If you're not a friend on my Facebook page, it's okay. I'm nobody special. You know, like I'm not no exclusive kind of artist. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. I'm a friendly dude, and I just want to basically be able to communicate and be a part of your world as much as you're being a part of mine. And I might not always like I don't ever be on those platforms like that, but every time I'm on, if you tag me or mention me, I'm always gonna make sure to respond and show love. I love that. I love to do that. I like to reply to the comments. I do. I like to reply to you guys in the comments. I like to reply to your comments on my Facebook post and my Instagram post and Twitter. You know, everything. You know, like I like to engage, and I think that engaging with each other, like you guys engaging with me, also makes me feel like, you know, that I'm doing it. You know, that I'm not just making music by myself, just for myself. You know, like it feels better. So I love the engagement. I love you guys supporting me. Thank you. Like, thank you so much. And yeah, we're gonna play this, get fresh ears on it. Let's pump out this bridge. Let's make an outro. Let's export it. Let's throw it to SoundCloud. Let's stop streaming. Let's share the mess out of the track, and let's do it. Yeah? I'm just kidding. But yeah. I really love this track. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Blinks, have a wonderful day, man. Thank you so much, Blinks. You're amazing. I hope you know that. You're awesome. You got this. Have a good night. My man with the follow. Thanks so much, brother. Appreciate it. Hey. Hey, man. Yeah, man. Drop me some love on the page, you know? Like, just make me a post. Make me a post on there, man. If you're on the phone, screenshot your phone and post it to my page. Can you do that for me? I would love that, man. Thank you so much. How do you make with your pads? The reverbs are awesome. I use Valhalla Shimmer. That's my reverb of choice. And you have to EQ your verb and turn it up, essentially. But not too high. Like that makes sense, right? But yeah. So I have a Valhalla Shimmer. That's my verb of choice. And then what I do is before I even send it to Shimmer, I high pass it, run it through an EQ. That way, all the lower information does not get caught up in the reverb. Usually, there's things inside of the reverbs to actually deal with this low cut and high cut. But yeah, it's just visually easier to do it this way. Is why people do this. But either way, EQ and your verb matters. And then secondly, I have it running through a compressor where basically this is just a limiter bringing it up. And then I'm compressing it right here. This is where the signal is getting compressed. And you'll see it in motion here. When it hits a certain threshold, usually though, okay, I didn't do it this time. Of course, I say it. I didn't do it, but anyways, usually you compress it a little bit so that way, if there's any kind of, and the reasoning is, I think, the reasoning is because if you like have any, like, say you're sending something to the, to your verb, and anyways, that thing has like a high random attack in it. If your compressor doesn't catch it over here and where it's at, the compressor will help you out over here, help smooth it all out so it doesn't interrupt and overcharge the verb. So it's just a mixture of EQing and utilizing whatever you have, and then a lot of making space has to deal with how you place it in your stereo field. And pads are very, 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 very. They sit very well in the stereo fields. Like they're very comfortable in the outside realms because there's a lot of like high frequency information that bounces around, usually mid to high frequency information. So it allows it to occupy the space around the track a lot better. Whereas, things like the kick and maybe like the bass, those things don't need to be so wide. Although I kind of make my basses wide, you're not supposed to, but yeah, I really like them like that. I don't know, I don't care really. I understand what they mean though. There is such thing as like destroying a bass line because you're trying to be fancy. It'll phase it out, and you just won't have bass hits. But sometimes it's actually cool. So I don't know. A lot of it, man, is experimentation, and what I like to do from the results of the experimentation. People have told me things and taught me things, and sometimes it's helpful, but a lot of it is just things that I like to do because those EQing tricks and stuff might be useful for their genre or their track, but it might not necessarily be what you're looking for as far as how to EQ and reverb yours. So the most important thing is make sure you high pass or EQ it and run it to a send. Just if you're not even doing that already, run it through a send. Don't try to put reverbs in your mixer effects. I know people do and don't really care, but the reasoning behind that is because yeah, it's just a lot more difficult to EQ it and stuff if you're not sending it. And the alternative is using either a patcher where you can basically load all these up inside of one patcher thingy, and it's the same thing. It'll be the same, but it's just not really all that necessary unless you just need to be that detailed with reverb. I find having like 3 verb sends out on the side is more than enough, and I usually only use maybe 2, sometimes 3. It just depends. Is it the same with the plex and the chords? Um, but yeah, it's all about like basically, man. You don't run too much of it to your verb at once. So if you look at my different mixer tracks here, let me try to help out. Let me try to see if I can blow this up too. You might be on a phone. All right, so like say you're you have your plex you know, which are all over here, chords or something, I have it 51% to the send, but then like the ARP is only at 34% to the send, and then, you know, and then even, I think even this is probably too much for the plucks. Usually I'm only like 23%, but I usually just kind of randomly throw a number and then I turn it down as I mix. But all the amounts of the information being sent is only a percentage of the actual signal. So it just takes whatever percentage it gets and it just boosts it up, you know. And that will allow it to be. So it's definitely to taste. You have to do it while you're listening. You can't just randomly do it. I mean, you can, but you just gotta make sure you're ready to tailor it as soon as you hear it. But everything has its kind of its own place, its own amount applied to the verb, if that makes sense. You can look at the melodies, you can really see like the melodies have different verb amounts. You see. So but they're all going to the same reverb, if that makes sense. This is the same reverb. I have everything going to basically the same reverb, just different. I have different amounts of it going to that reverb at once, and that helps with the spacing as far as how the verb applies. Now that's not the end all be all, of course. You're still gonna have to do like processing decisions, or you know, yeah, mixing decisions, and a lot of that is just like the panning. Panning is a big deal, and your stereo separation. Those two things also help a lot with mixing and making things sound like they're really, like, really clear, you know. Yeah, using synths. Okay, good, good, good. Then you've already got the battle won. So yeah, just make sure you're tailoring your amount, and then if you want your reverb to sound, you know, more want the reverb to sound a little bit bigger, I guess is the word. Uh, you compress it essentially. You basically you turn the signal up. You turn it up. You have to turn it up, and then you can take that turned up signal. Now, this is depending on how your levels already are as well. I mix kind of low naturally, and that's why I turn stuff up. I don't really like the mix too high and turn down, but I'm getting a little bit better. But yeah, your levels matter here, so make sure you're paying attention to your levels when you're doing this. You're not just re-emulating what you see here without knowing what your levels are. Your levels are going to be unique to your track. So when you set things like this up, your levels matter, how much you turn it up and things like that. So just don't, you know, and it may seem all complicated a little bit at first, but it definitely is. Like once you incorporate it into your workflow, it makes a lot of sense to applying like a different amounts to each your verb. And the beautiful part about it is, you know, it's very good practice, so they say, to mix into one verb. You should have all your stuff into one verb. Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about whether that's great or not, you know, because I made a lot of songs that the inbuilt verbs really did sound great. I didn't care. So I think it's definitely a personal preference. I don't usually mix verbs too much. I usually have like a drum verb and a instrument verb and then like an effects verb. Or I'm lazy and I just throw them all on one, to be honest, and it doesn't really bother me. Usually though, I will try to add a little bit of tasteful verbs on the drums. Because they do need a little presence help sometimes. Just a little bit of sizzle or something, I don't know. But otherwise, yeah, man, hope that helps. Thanks, man. It's mostly just mixing more than anything else. Mixing's the big deal. Yeah, reverb is great, but it's definitely EQing your sounds and panning them. You gotta pan them a little bit in one direction or the other. Try to make sense of it like in your own head more than like trying to follow some other like rule. But make sure instruments have a little bit of space, and I do this pretty much automatically nowadays, but it is a process. You know, you need to have like a spectrum analyzer or something going, or something to help you understand what your sounds are doing and what spaces they're occupying, to help you understand how you can be better at put your sound selection. Not only that, but as you do this more often over time, um, you will naturally have your own like preferred way to put sounds together. But you can just see here, just without even looking, without even hearing the track, you can see the frequency space is always like very full, and it's like filled up and stuff. You know, it's not like very high because I mix low, like I said, but essentially that's what you're looking for, is waves and sounds that like fill that frequency space. You want to feel it. And with those little like wheeze, those little glistening harps, you know, those little harps, and they sound really nice because, as you can tell, I don't have a lot of stuff going on in there the entire time of the track. So basically your ears are fooled because it does feel like you think the information is there, but it's not. There's nothing really taking up that space. There's little things, but what's really taking up that space and why it sounds so clear is because like the sound is doesn't have anything to compete with when it comes into play. Even though you're like, oh wait a minute, you know, wait, there's other stuff, but it's like as soon as that sound comes in, whatever the sound is, you don't even need to hear it. You know what it is. You know, once you see the sound come into play, and it's even like lower right here, where like the sound kind of glistens in, and it makes it sound great. Now, obviously, this isn't mixed yet, so like the 200s is probably a little high, just by looking at it. But I don't really care as far as that. That's easy to fix. All that's easy. The thing you want to make sure to do is you need to make sure, if you want to apply clarity to your sounds, knowing what they're occupying is very important. Knowing how to know where they're occupying and then where you place them is important. That's why sometimes you see me doing things like moving things up and down an octave. It's not just for funsies, or not just because, you know, it's because sometimes if you're trying to fight making a sound clear here, you got too much going on. Why not move it up to a less competitive space, and it still does the same thing? You know, you don't have to be owned to that like lower portion. So this does go hand in hand with your mixing, of course, but understand like you are you are controlling the frequencies from the base level. So the missing frequency spaces will always be expected to be filled by your ears somehow. And if you could fill them with whatever you want, but that's why you don't ever like wall of sound your tracks. You don't just wall of sound them, because you can leave these spaces open for interpretation, and also to give, you know, little atmospheric clarity kind of vibes with it. So just something to keep in mind. This isn't like it might be kind of advanced too, but don't overthink it as much as that. I don't know what you use to analyze your music, but if you're not spectrum analyzing your music either through the spectrograph or at the top or something, you should definitely do it. It's very key to me, helping me understand my mix, and it also helps me understand other people's mixes. Especially if somebody's like, "Hey, what's wrong with my track?" I immediately pull up band and find out what's wrong. So this can help you so much with your mixing decisions, and this can help you with like sound selection as well. Believe it or not, it can, because you know, certain sounds really resonate in areas well. Like the harpy sound resonates really good in these like 2, 4, 6, 8K areas, which aren't usually occupied by anything else. During my track specifically for this portion. Now, this isn't the same when I make a new track. When I make a new track, all this information is going to be different, but there's still going to be places where I can apply like that same concept. So it doesn't matter where you go with it. It just matters that you are paying attention, and then if you pay attention, you can it gives you the ability to do something about it if you wish. You don't have to, but it's just if you wish. And that's why I think simplicity is so important. If you can make simplicity sound good, then you'll be able to mix in a lot of instruments at once and make them all pretty much sound clear. Like start with like 4 or 5 elements only, like a bass, a pluck, a pad. That's it, and then really get those elements like filled up the way you want it to. And then you will quickly get complicated. Like we're all humans and we want to be complicated and show off essentially. But the more fundamentally you can stick to creating it, the more complex it'll sound without you even trying, so to speak. Like now, like I didn't really like put in all this weird voodoo to make it happen. This is just something I've done over time, over and over, so it's like a lot quicker for me to get to this point, but I've got to it by really keeping simple at first, studying it and doing it, and then this is what I've like figured out that works for my mixing style. Doesn't mean it'll work for yours. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. I'm glad that made sense, to be honest. I got you. Yeah, it'll be available within one of the streams. And there it is. We made it to the end. Let's give it a real play. I think I'm gonna be done here. I took way too long finishing this. I should have finished it faster, but it's all good. I ain't really in no rush like that anyways, you know. We just trying to make the tune. So this is it. I'm gonna let it play one more time here, and then I am signing off. I think we did great. Great job, everybody. Thank you so much for the love as well. Thank you so much for the donations, everything. It just helps. Thank you guys. I won't even go into a big spiel. Just thanks, everybody. I will see you all on the next one, and wishing you nothing but love, happiness, peace, joy, all those wonderful things. Stay positive, everybody. Let this play out. Love you guys. You're going back to the beginning. Thanks, man. Thanks, David. I hope you're doing wonderful, man. Thanks for showing up. Much love, man. Enjoy the tune, guys. I'll have it on SoundCloud soon. You better share it. right, guys. Much love, much peace. All right, Mac, man, get you some sleep, man. 5:30 in the morning. What are you doing up still, man? What's going on? I'm just kidding. See you guys later. I'll be on tomorrow.